Welcome back to the With Mates podcast. My name is Andrew Grayson, your host as ever, and we are here on a marvellous day. We are here to talk about a marvellous movie. Of course, we're back in the world of Marvel Studios, and we are here to talk about Fantastic Four. And joining me to talk all things Fantastic Four, he is the Iceman. It is Baby Boone, Joseph Boone.
All right, Andrew. You doing fantastic? Are we doing fantastic?
I'm doing no bad, mate. I'm doing no bad at all. I wouldn't say fantastic, but I wouldn't say bad.
Lovely.
And he is the smackiest of smacks. He will smack your bitch up. He is Polly Smack Paul Stirrett.
Oh, what's that? It's smacking time!
Oh, Lara, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
Good luck with the edit. See how I pull back when I scream? It's because we don't. That's peaks.
Oh my god. Hi folks, Baby Boone here. I'm interrupting your favourite podcast to tell you that there might be some slight differences with today's audio. There was a technical issue, meaning we've had to resort to a lower quality audio backup, and it's not going to sound as good as it normally does. Don't worry though, we have got our best boffins on the case to rectify the issue and return to the best possible quality we can for next episode. Now, enough of this. Back to the pod.
What a start. What a start. So, we are here to talk about all things Fantastic Four. It is just the three of us. We did have a special guest. We were going to bring Richard back on. Rich Vash Francis was going to hit, but he had some emergency stuff that took him away. We are going to have a lovely message from the one and only Triple Barrel Man, Craig Andrew Minnie, a wee bit later. Actually, I'll probably need to pull that up. I'll do that at some point. But yes, before we get into the review, we are, of course, going to talk about Fantastic Four, but I want to talk to you, lovely people. I want to talk about the audience. We want to say a huge thank you for all your enjoyment of what we are doing. We are at 60 followers just now on YouTube. We are aiming for 100 by the end of the month. That means we only have... How many days in June? 31?
31.
Yeah, so as of recording, we've got like 4 days to get 40 subscribers.
Because we're in July now.
We're in July, so
Not June.
What did I say?
might be
You said
June.
June.
It's a fucking long month, right? July has 31 days. We want to get to 100 before the 31st of July. It could be tight. We might not make it. But if you're watching this video and you have not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We have got so much coming in the coming weeks. We have been discussing a little character called Batman. So that fun little episode might be coming rather soon. We're talking about putting a We're talking about putting a Patreon together to get some more stuff out to you guys and be able to put more money into the podcast and stuff like that. But the main thing that we need from you, lovely lot, is to hit subscribe. We know you're watching. We see the data. So we need you to hit the subscribe button. The more that you subscribe, the more people will be able to see us, the bigger we can make the podcast, and the more fun things that we can do, more studio time, more get Paul doing some stupid shit, because I guarantee Craig is fucking adamant that that's going to happen.
Getting
But
Paul
yes.
a microphone that doesn't peak when he shouts at it. Maybe
Yeah, we're going to get
getting Paul to like some, like, I don't know, dog training classes where he doesn't bark at the
Please.
slightest thing.
Please subscribe to the future Patreon. I need a new microphone. Please.
show everyone what you're working with, so that they know that we're not lying.
Please, sir. May I have a new microphone?
Why is Michael Caine asking for a new microphone?
That was Oliver. That was not
could-
Michael Caine.
Could you... Right, here's the thing before we get into the podcast, right? What we're going to do is we're going to give Paul 30 seconds to tell the people why they need to subscribe to the YouTube channel. But Paul is going to do it in his new impression that he's let us know who it is. But Paul, don't tell the audience who it is, and I want the people that are watching to put their guess in the comments below who Paul is impersonating right now. He normally starts with the person's name, so I don't know how he's going to start this time, but he's not going to give it away, and I want all you lovely lot that are watching to guess. Put it in the comments, put your best guess who Paul is impersonating. Paul, tell the people why they should subscribe.
Hey there! I'm your guy from the movies that you like. I am from one of the best and funniest movies that you ever seen. I am hoping you'll subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because with the Withmates podcast, you get all the funnest and best reviews you'd ever seen with all the gang that you like. Polly Smack, Andrew Grayson, Joseph Boone, and even Craig Andrew Mooney. So go on now. Go and see it.
Fucking top notch, man. Oh my fuck. Please comment who you think that is, because in my head
Please comment who you think Paul thinks that is.
Yeah, exactly. Not who you think it is. Who do you think Paul thinks that is? Paul, you never let us down. I can't lie. Top notch. Right, so for our listeners old and new, this is how the podcast works. We will give our top thoughts, our general ideas of what we thought of Fantastic Four, and then we will give you a big old spoiler warning. You can piss off to the cinema and watch the film, and then come on back and listen to our spoiler thoughts in full. Now, I'm not sure I've not watched Mooney's video yet, because I like reacting to that raw. So we will give our top thoughts just now, and then we will get Mooney's after we give a spoiler warning. So, top thoughts. What did we think of Fantastic Four? Let's start with Joseph Boone.
So, Fantastic Four, First Steps, the new romp of Marvel's favorite family. I don't think this film was fantastic. It was good. It was good. Wasn't fantastic, but it was good. Seeing it as a big group was very elating, but after having time to mull over it, I'm not as enamored by the film as I once was. I think there's a few glaring problems, but when held up to the candlelight and the rest of this phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's good. It's refreshing. It's good. It's good.
How can you tell that Joseph's from Dundee? The guy still works on fucking candlelight instead of putting his light switch on.
I'm not Dundee. I'm from Aberdeen.
6 and half a dozen, mate. It's the exact same fucking place.
Because one
if you are
is
not,
oil and gas.
if you are not from Glasgow, you are a Chukter, right? People are different levels of Chukter. I don't make the rules,
no.
mate.
Oh no, certainly not.
Because it's weird that, like, for Americans or whoever's listening, if you're not from Scotland, it's a weird thing, because there is like the central belt of Scotland that is like Glasgow, kind of Edinburgh, not, because they tread the line with fucking Chukter as well. But the central belt all sounds the same. Everybody above us and everybody below us seem to have the same fucking weird Chukter accent.
No, Andrew, like, quite frankly, I've got control of my lower jaw, which means I'm nae fae Dundee. It means I'm from, a civilized part of Scotland.
Oh, that's a dig at young Craig Andrew Mooney.
Well,
I'm just saying. It's apparently he's good, isn't he?
You can continue digging, as far as I'm concerned.
Right, Paul, what about you, mate? What did you think of Fantastic Four?
Hi, it was fine. It was a good little trip to the cinema. Like, we were all there together, hand in hand. I was there to see you all, like, particularly Andrew, I was there to see all your gasps and laughing at their attempts at comedy. It was good. But I enjoyed myself. It was, I don't think it's gonna, like, save Marvel or anything, or turn the whole thing around, but, it's, when you compare it with, like, the quality of the films and TV shows we've had recently, it's a nice little step up, return to somewhat form, So maybe there's hope for it to stay at that level going forward, but, there's still a lot that can go wrong. That's all I'm saying.
First of all, what I would say to Paul, Marvel doesn't need saved. Marvel is doing quite well. The box office actually came out. This had a budget of $200 million. It made $213 $213 million opening weekend, which is really good. So, and I think it will get repeat viewing. So my thoughts, non-spoiler wise, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Pun intended. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really liked the dynamic between the characters. I said when we watched it that I felt like I wanted more, which in a way it could be seen as a bad thing, but I see that as a good thing because I'm like, well, I want more of the characters. I enjoyed the characters and I want to see more of that. I think the first real big action sequence is up there with anything I've seen in any kind of comic book movie. It was really fun. It was kind of thrilling. They did some really fun new stuff with space travel. It was a self-contained story, which was lovely. You didn't have to go watch anything else, and it doesn't necessarily link and lead into anything in the future until you get to an after credit scene, which we will talk about a wee bit later. But yeah, to me, I think it did everything that it needed to do. I thought it was fun. The music, the score was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The villain was a new kind of terrifying that we've not had, like a new kind of scary, like just in scale and stuff. If you've seen the trailers, you'll know what I mean. I thought Silver Surfer was great. I loved Pedro. By the end of the movie, I loved Pedro as Reed Richards. Sue stole it for me. She was the best. Vanessa Kirby. Excuse me. And I loved the dynamic between Johnny and Ben. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. And if this is the standard that we get going forward, I think it's a fucking great standard of a movie. Like I want to go see it again. Like I can't wait to go see it again because now I know what the film is and I can enjoy it for what it was. To me, I enjoyed it. What I said is I enjoyed this more than Superman. Now, obviously, looking at my room, yeah, I've got fucking loads of Marvel stuff. Christ, I'm wearing an Avengers top. I am now more a Marvel fan than a DC fan, but I am a DC fan. I loved Superman, but what I said was Superman gave an overall feeling of like hope and kind of uplift, whereas in this film it was more of awe. Like I was like edge of my seat, and like I thought the action pieces were better in Fantastic Four and stuff like that. So yeah, thoroughly enjoy it.
Can you pinpoint on the film where it gave you hope? Where in the film did it give you hope?
In Superman.
Yeah.
When he said the line along the lines of "I'm going to look for the dog," and she's like, "Why? It's just a dog," and he went, "Yeah, and he's not even a good dog. He'll be there. He'll be alone. He'll be scared." I loved that. I thought I was like, that's Superman to me.
Yeah.
But
love that.
Listeners,
Viewers.
the dog was wearing a cape. Viewers, the dog was wearing a cape, and it could fly. So let's not like waste too much thought on.
Paul, you're wearing a leather jacket when your microphone sensitivity is either yes or no.
Joseph,
So-
I know you think that was a dig, but all I'm hearing is Paul, take your jacket off.
I mean, you'll never
Yes.
not hear us be happy about that. More for the Patreon.
That's just what the fuck is going on?
See, Craig's not here for 2 minutes, and already the inmates
Striptease.
are running the asylum. You know,
Striptease.
Yeah.
Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this as your official spoiler warning. If you have not yet seen Fantastic Four, now is the time to pause the podcast, head on over to whatever movie facilities that you frequent. We like Cineworld, sponsor the show, please. And then come on back and hear what we say. Yeah, no, I mean, they're in trouble for the sounds of it. It sounds like Glasgow's Renfrew Street is going to get closed. But it's not because of bad business. Apparently, it's because of the owner wants the building back. That's what I've read, which is sad because I like it. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to react to the wonderful Craig Andrew Mooney. He has sent us a little video of his thoughts, a couple of minutes. So here it is for us and for you, lovely people.
Hello, Fantastic Four. Dr. Doom here with my spoiler thoughts. So if you haven't already, Andrew, please warn them. Warn them all. Spoilers are coming. Spoilers are coming. I'm going to give my thoughts on the Fantastic Four first steps as succinctly as I possibly can, which is fun for me. Now, if I was to be honest with myself, I would say that I liked the film. I didn't like it more than Superman. Superman made me feel something, whereas this film was just a very good film. I mean, Joseph Quinn might have made me feel some quite confusing feelings, but that is by the by. We are talking about the film itself. Now, I think the aesthetic of the film was fantastic. Costume design, production design, immaculate. Gave us a whole new world, which I very much enjoyed. I liked the way the world looked. I also liked all the characters. I liked how they all interacted. I liked how we got them as a four. We got them in various different pairs and threes. I think they managed to get that family dynamic done very, very well. Pacing wise, first act, great. Second act, a little bit slow. Third act, possibly a little bit too fast. I thought the end fight was a little bit rushed. However, overall, didn't really do anything for my enjoyment of the film. I think it was absolutely fine the way it was, but if I was picking it, a few minute details, that'd be what I'd pick at. Post-credit scene, loved. I'm excited for what's to come. I won't spoil that, but I'll let you guys talk about that. But I am excited for what's to come. And finally, the one who stole the film for me was the baby. That baby is a better actor than I will ever be, and I very much enjoyed their performance. And probably my favourite scene in the film was the car seat scene at the end of the film. Thought it was great. Bit of comedy. That's what we want to see in Marvel, isn't it? A bit of comedy in there too. So, overall, I gave the film a 7.5 out of 10, which I think might be the lowest, dare I say, of the rest of them. We'll find out if I'm right or not. See you soon, guys.
Paul is on the show. What is he talking about? Might be the lowest on the show.
We'll be lucky if
Have
Paul
I?
says 5, let alone...
I know.
Jesus, wowee.
So, we've heard Mooney's thoughts. We're now going to get into it for us. For those as well, just before we get into the spoilers, there are 2 post-credit scenes. I would say, just stay for the first. You don't really need to stay for the second. The second one is cute, but it's, to me, I'm like, yeah. That'll be on Twitter or YouTube very, very soon, and you'll be able to watch it there. Right, let's get into this movie. Do we want to go through it through memory, or do we want to talk about things in segments?
We could talk about it in segments.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about... So, Mooney kind of brought up the... Well done. Mooney spoke about the aesthetic and stuff, and Joseph, you were kind of nodding your head. Do you want to talk about that a wee bit? Because I know you were a big fan of that as well.
Yeah, the overall just visual design of the film was immaculate, quite frankly. They really had that sort of like golden retro sci-fi era nailed down. Even like the promotional poster like you picked up, the design on that was flawless. Like the cardstock they used, weighty, beautiful. The printing was golden. I'm a graphic design nerd, so you can shut the fuck up. I think all of the little bits of design on the set, the props, they felt like they belonged on any of the sets. And the costume was so succinct. All of like the billboards, down to how like everything sounded. I don't know if like the props were designed to sound good or that they had Foley behind them. It made the world believable, so believable for me. And I also found that the visual design, the sound design, the sort of that dedication to the era that the film is set in, did a lot of the heavy lifting for the film for me.
That's where we will have our first disagreement.
Okay.
I'll let you continue.
No, explain your disagreement.
So I'm not disagreeing in this. I thought it was fantastic. Again, it's going to be so fucking hard not to say fantastic. I loved it all. I loved the aesthetic, loved how it looked, loved the costumes that the Fantastic Four were in. It kind of fit in with the overall theme that they were going for, this kind of futuristic 60s vibe. But for me, my favourite thing is the performances. I think the performances are the ones that kind of carry the film. They made me really... Like, again, I've seen people kind of complain that the origin that we got of the Fantastic Four was essentially like a 10-minute montage at the beginning. I quite like that.
Yeah, but the origin's not the performance, though.
No, but this is what I'm saying, though, is like, to me, for me to then get to the point where I care about these characters by the end of the movie...
Right.
That's through the performance. Like,
investment.
Yeah, so like the stuff with me, like with Sue. So in a Fantastic Four film, now keep in mind we are spoiler heavy now. We don't really see them use their powers all that much. Do you know what I mean?
Same thought, actually.
They don't use their powers a lot.
And when you consider that obviously that it is a superhero film, and there are films where I've went fuck up and just throw a pie, like do something.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm that guy that likes punch, punch, kick, kick, bang, bang, all that shit. But to me, I was invested. I loved the stuff where Sue was like a world leader, and she would go and speak to essentially like the UN. I can't remember what it was called, like the Founders Foundation or whatever it was, the Fantastic Four Foundation. She had that relationship with Mole Man, which we will talk about Mole Man as a specific character because he was great. Even the speech that she gave, where she was like, "Look, this is our son. We're not willing to give him up to save the world, but we're not willing to not save the world for our son." I loved all that, and her as a character was, to me, she was the standout performer. Like, I think Pedro was really, really good. At first, I wasn't sure, but by the end of it, I was like, oh no, I get it now. I get who he's trying to be. This, like, emotionless, like, theoretical thinker, where it is just everything is about, does the maths. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think Vanessa Kirby had a standout performance in this film. I thought she was good. I thought
she was great.
Pedro was good. I think the standout for me is Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, as Johnny Storm, because everyone else in the main four, their sort of emotional journey, their sort of performative journey through that is very on a constant line. It doesn't really go up. It doesn't really go down. It stays the same all the way through, roughly. The only thing that really changes for both Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm is they now have a baby. That's the only thing that really changes for them. Whereas, like, Johnny had ups and downs. Like, he was going, like, emotionally higher and a lot lower than any of the other characters. But also, they didn't reduce him to just, he is a horny motherfucker. Like, they had those, like, really good, like, when he figured out the alien language with the Silver Surfer.
I liked that he was smart.
Brilliant.
I really did like that he was smart.
Well, of course he's smart. He's an astronaut. He's going to space.
Totally.
Like, he's not being sent to space just because he's completely virile, you know? Like, there's like he's very smart. And the thing that I really respected about the way they wrote Johnny is when they got to the inciting incident of the whole film, the emotional standpoint that really I so disagreed with as a writing point, where Galactus goes, "Give me your baby and I won't eat your world." And Sue goes, "No, it's my baby." There's a conversation later where you can see that Johnny's kind of got a bit like a, I'm not so sure about this, but he's all about his family. He's, you know, he loves the Fast and Furious films. He's all about La Familia. So he's like, yeah, I'm still going to stick with that. Because, like, as a friend of ours was saying, that's what he's like in the comics. He's very, like, dedicated to family.
Yeah.
And I think he was done very well. I thought the Thing was underused. I could have had a lot more of the Thing.
So
we needed more. What's his face's voice? Michael Chiklis.
See, now
is that who you were doing at the start?
No, it was not.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, there you go, folks. No, you don't need to put Michael Chiklis down.
Lean back away from the microphone.
Hey there! Come on now, it's clobbering time. There's your Michael Chiklis.
Very good. But we still want to know who he was at the beginning. Yeah, to me, so my only knockdown of the whole film is I feel like I didn't get enough of certain things. In a way, that is a negative, but in a way, I'm going, yeah, but that's because I liked what I was getting, so I wanted more, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I liked the performance. I wanted there to be more range and more depth from him. I didn't want more content. I wanted more quality. Like, Mr. Fantastic, he wasn't fantastic. He was Mr. I'm smart. He didn't figure out the Thing. Someone else figured it out for him, and he copied the homework. The whole...
Disagree with that.
The whole solution to Galactus, it would have had a lot more gravitas for me and a lot more, like, urgency if those tests he was doing at the start failed. But no, they were fine. The egg goes from point A to point B and it's fine. If he'd cracked open the egg and it had been scrambled on the inside, you would have had that dramatic way of, fuck, is he going to cook the earth when he moves it?
Have you seen the memes where it's like spoilers for Fantastic Four without spoiling it? And it's Patrick from SpongeBob going, "We gotta move Bikini Bottom to somewhere else." I was like,
that's the plot, really.
Yeah.
But
well, it is. So where I disagree with you with Mr. Fantastic, I loved the fact. So I kind of intimated at the beginning. I wasn't too sure at the start where I was like, I don't know if I like the tone. I don't. There was something off. But once I kind of settled in and realised that what I love about Mr. Fantastic is how many plates he has spinning at the one time. And there's a point where he has an argument with Sue where she's like, "You're considering giving Galactus our son," and he's like, "I have to because this is how my fucking brain works. I work through logic and I work through how I'm going to be able to fix things." And there's a point where just before Silver Surfer turns up, where he's like, "Oh, that gang over there and that gang over there, and there's a criminal over here." And so not only has he done all that, he's working on the teleportation thing. He's also got the new spacesuits that he's working on. He's also like he's got so many things. So it's not only is he smart, he's just trying to figure out all these different things to keep everything going. And you can see him still, obviously, as well. They have that family dynamic. They have to deal with being celebrities. They're having to go on fucking like Jay Leno kind of talk shows to that's a fucking dated thing. I could have said Jimmy Kimmel. Jay Leno.
Jay Leno. He hasn't been relevant
yeah.
in the past 20 years, Andrew.
A bit
Big
of Jonathan
WCW fan.
Ross.
Big WCW fan. That's why. But yeah, to me, I liked that we kind of got to that point where, because it is similar to what you were saying about Johnny, is like Sue's really smart because there's a line where he says, "Oh, it just so happens that it's my best friend, my wife, and my brother-in-law." But it doesn't just so happen because they're all very intelligent in their own right, and they're all very talented in terms of like Ben's a great pilot and stuff like that. I don't know. I just by the end of it, I thoroughly enjoyed Pedro.
If Reed's spinning so many plates, surely it would make a lovely dramatic moment when one of them falls. None of his plates.
But we get that. Yes, they do.
With what bit?
When so the initial plan. Or sorry, the initial thing is
the bit where the Silver Surfer destroys them all.
No, so the initial plan when they go and see Galactus and then he comes back, and this is where again, dumb as hell, right? I know it's dumb, but to me, I'm going, it kind of fits who the character is. When they go up and they see Galactus and realise we're fucked, and they come back and they have the press conference and then like, how did you defeat Galactus? He's like, we didn't, and then they're like, oh, what happened? And they're like, oh, he asked for our son and we said no. That plate falls because now I'm like, you didn't need to tell him that, but he's so fucking logical and doesn't think about emotion and stuff and doesn't think about what the consequences of that's going to be. That's the first plate. Obviously the next plate is when he starts going, right, what can we do then? Can't figure it out. Then if he gets the idea of moving heaven and earth, right, we're going to move it. Then they start going off and it's Silver Surfer destroying them. That doesn't work. Then the one where Galactus, loved this moment as well, where he was about to stand in the portal and then he's like, clever bugs. I was like, yeah, fucking
that
bugs.
That was a good line. That was a very good line.
But yeah, like there are things that kind of go wrong within it.
Okay, yeah, no,
do you know what I mean?
You put it that way, I can see where things have actually gone wrong for him. It felt like to me we didn't get a lot of him being fantastic through the process. We just got, here's a problem, and now here's my solution, and it was done. We never got to see that process.
Yeah, I do get that, but I think it's a difficult thing in terms of like having time because again, it's like you don't do the origin story, so you can't see him in like the classroom or whatever you want. But you've got so many. Essentially, you've got 5 kind of main characters, or no, 6. So you've got the 4. You've got Silver Surfer and you've got Galactus, so you need to kind of have something going, and technically the baby as well, so 7. But yeah, to me, I liked what they did with Mr. Fantastic. Paul, you've been unusually quiet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come to you for this next question.
So I couldn't really get a word in. It was just like
I know. That's why I've stopped myself.
I might also just say that like I think you two have more thoughts on this film than the filmmakers actually put into the film.
Don't talk.
It's not that deep. The stretchy man is smart. The invisible lady is diplomatic. The fireman likes to sleep with people but also cares about his family. He tries to hit on the alien that's going to kill them all. And the rock man likes to punch things.
No, he doesn't.
And visit synagogues. You know?
I actually really like Ben, and I'm going to put this question because I know you're a big old Michael Chiklis fan. So first of all, question one: did you like his design and the CG? Second question: did you like his characterization? Because the big thing that I took out of it is I seen somebody else. I can't remember who said it, but someone else kind of compared how Michael Chiklis is very much like the Hulk in the original Fantastic Four, where it's very angry, smash, whereas in this one he kind of came across more kind, and I kind of agree with that because there's a lot of stuff where he's like holding the baby
Yeah,
and
I
and,
loved
and all
that.
that kind of stuff. Go on,
I
Paul.
would say that I think that Michael. I think the Thing is
Mhm.
actually quite a kind, grounded person. He's just always misunderstood because reading the book by its cover, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was the one of the main things that Fantastic Four are known for is Thing and Human Torch going at it like all the
Yeah.
time, and there was like a bit of that, but like it's like their main dynamic is that Johnny likes to mess with Ben, and then Ben will try to mess back with him and all that. So
Mhm.
I actually feel like that element was missing from the film.
So,
Although
Mhm.
I did
on
like
you
what
go.
they did.
Yeah,
I just
to me that's the same thing though. I agree with that. Whereas like to me, I think of that more. I try and think on the more positive side, where I'm like, I can't wait till I get to see them again because I want more of that dynamic. Similarly to Gore the God
no, I
Butcher and Thor: Love and Thunder, I thought he was fantastic. I just didn't nearly get
don't.
enough of it.
How dare you swear at me by saying that film in my presence?
All
How
right.
dare you?
That's like I didn't swear.
I was close to actually crying, really. That wasn't good.
That I mean, is it really leaving you wanting more when it
Yes.
wasn't really there to begin with? Like,
No, it
is that
was.
really what that is?
No,
Was
it
it?
was.
Was
No,
it
it
though?
was.
What
Yeah.
when did they really mess with them?
But it's not a matter of messing with him. I'm not necessarily saying that I need to see more messing. I just like the dynamic. The one that sticks out to me is there's a scene where things lying on a bed
Oh yeah, in
and
Johnny's
and they're
room.
like, go
Yeah.
downstairs. Yeah, it's really good that you're going to go downstairs and get it. No, I'm really thankful that you're going to go down. Like that worked for me.
I
And
would say
then
that's probably the closest
yeah,
that we've got, but I wouldn't say that's really.
I think there was a
That's just
really
them
good
both being
dynamic
lazy,
through the film,
you know.
Paul. Like
Oh,
with especially with Johnny and Ben, they were like really good at bouncing off of each other. I thought they
no,
were
there
the two
was
most believable in that
there was good
Fantastic Four.
chemistry for sure, but I feel like we're missing like quite an important element of
I
their
kind of,
relationship
I kind of,
generally.
yeah, I can.
If we're being the people that are like, well, actually, in the comic books, you know, like if we're being that
What
guy.
is that? Is that? It's not that. Actually, it's that mate. You've
Actually.
literally got fucking specs on to do it. No, I do get what you're saying, Paul, and I don't disagree. But to me, I'm going. It's like I liked what I got, and now I'm like, oh, I can't wait for the next Fantastic Four film, or I can't wait to see what they do in Doomsday or Secret Wars. Like I don't fault the film for not giving me enough because I got enough from other things. So I got a nice little taste of Johnny and Ben. I got a nice little taste of Mr. Fantastic. I got a lovely. I didn't think I'd care about Sue Storm as a character. I can't wait to see Sue Storm again. I loved what we got with Galactus, but now I'm going to kind of take us off into my next point that I really want to talk about, and this is the thing I want to talk about the most. Um, it got spoiled in the trailers, but watching it in IMAX, the huge screen, the fucking the amazing speaker system and stuff like that. When Silver Surfer arrives and does the whole "I herald your end, I herald his beginning, I herald Galactus," I was like, "Oh, what a speech!" You'll hear that as a fucking voice meme or whatever for years to come. What did we think of Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer? And then we're going to move into the whole kind of first action scene where we get introduced to Galactus and then the escape from Galactus.
Honestly, no notes. I think she was brilliant. I think she
Really
played
good,
the
wasn't
part
she?
incredibly well. And when we finally get those emotional beats from her with Johnny
Yeah.
at the end, yeah, honestly, my only critique is the part of the Deus Ex Machina kind of ending with her.
Oh yeah.
That's my only complaint about it.
I get it, and again, I've seen comparisons, and it's very hard when you're like fucking. How many films into it now? Are we like 38, 39, maybe 40? I've seen comparisons to like Johnny doing what Iron Man did in the first Avengers, and I'm like, yeah, that's very similar. And again, I'm not defending it, but
No. It's reminiscent of a Finn and Rose Last Jedi. There you go. That's a more apropos.
what was the comparison to Finn and Rose? Oh
You know,
yeah, when they crash, yeah. I get what you mean.
yeah.
But you get
There
my
you
point
go.
though. It's like it's something we've kind of seen before. But yeah, I completely agree, Joseph. I thought Julia Garner was fantastic. Loved that interpretation. She was already getting a lot of negativity because it was like, oh, it's a fucking woman. Shut up. Read the comics, regardless of whether it is a fucking woman character in the comics or not. She's a completely different character to the one in the original. But what she does with that character, fantastic. Loved when we got to the emotional stuff, and we will get to the action. But Paul, what did you think of Silver Surfer? Did you enjoy that character?
Yeah, no, I quite liked Silver Surfer. She just wasn't in it all that much, was she?
Yeah, but she was in it again. This is what I'm saying. She
She-
was in it enough, and the stuff that we got was very good.
But well, I mean, like, yeah, no, it was good. But I'm like, wasn't really. She's like a really important part of this story, and it's like she disappears for like the entire third act.
Well, no. So to me, the most important part of this story, especially kind of going forward as well, excuse me, is Franklin, the baby. Like that's the main kind of thing in this story that the whole kind of thing leans on, and then is what's going to kind of go going forward. But I want to talk about at this point they fight. She's pregnant. They're kind of getting on with it, like, oh, we're famous and we're dealing with crime and stuff. Shallabal comes, gives them the warning. They try and figure out, right, what are we going to do? They manage to. This is where we see Johnny start to kind of decipher the. Like, there's like notes or voice notes that are coming from other planets and stuff. And
Question.
yes,
Question.
go on.
Why is Johnny Storm wearing the entire astronaut outfit to listen back to the messages, and then when he asks Sue Storm to listen back to the messages, he just gives her the helmet and she's like can listen to it fine?
Because it would be weird. It would be weird if your brother tried to give you his underwear to listen to a voice note.
No. The helmet. The helmet.
So Paul, clearly they were coming from the helmet with the speakers and stuff. And you remember how psyched
and he was in the whole gear.
Hold on. Remember how psyched that Johnny was for his new costume design? He designed the spacesuits. You know when you had that flamingo suit, you were really excited to wear it. And you stayed in that suit the whole day.
I
It's
did.
like that. It's like that. He got to wear his new suit.
He stayed in that suit all day.
And he wanted to
He
stay in that
filmed
suit
me.
all day.
Again, man, like these notes are so fucking pernickety. Why do you shoot? Fuck up, enjoy the film.
That is a nitpick, mate.
That's a nitpick. So
I was curious. I thought it was weird.
We are all movie lovers. We've grown up with Star Wars and Star Trek and so many different sci-fi things. I want to talk
So
about
many franchises ruined.
I want to talk about the space travel. I thought the way they did light speed travel was so fucking cool, and it's so refreshing to see something different. Like, we've got the Star Wars kind of, the stars then become lights and it goes, you shoot forward, really cool. We've got fucking the Enterprise, like the blue beams from behind and it shoots off. We've got even the ones in 616 where it's like the hexagonal holes in the universe that they travel through.
Mm.
Whereas this one was that kind of like wavy portal, and I was like, that's really cool. I've never seen that before. I just really liked that. I was a big fan of that. Anyone else? No, just me.
Yeah, I liked the wormhole.
Right.
It was very, very wormy.
Let's talk about the villain of the piece. Let's talk about Ralph Ineson as Galactus. Did we like his design? Did we like what he got to do? And then we're going to talk about the first action sequence.
I liked his design. You know, I thought the scene where they first go and meet him might be the
Yeah.
best scene in the film.
So that to me, that full from the moment they meet Galactus to making it back to Earth is the best part about this film.
I would agree.
Which kind of doesn't take away from the ending, but I'm just like, that's the peak. Like, we peaked at like the end of Act 1.
It definitely takes away from the ending for sure, because the best bit of this film is in the middle.
So,
but
on you go.
So I'm just like, like they come to Galactus and they make this deal. I guess part of my problem with doing Galactus and not doing like a Mole Man film, just saying, is that this dude is kind of like a Thanos. He's like a Doom. He's like, he's one of the big ones, and it's a kind of one and done deal with this guy in the first film. Okay,
I don't think it's one and done.
I mean, he's gone to the other side of the universe. Like,
he's not dead.
Definitely feels like,
but he's not
dead. But
so it's not
he's
one
not
and
dead.
done.
But I mean, like, we're focusing on Doom. Like, are we really getting Galactus anytime soon?
Well, this is the thing, though. We are kind of, we're at a point just now where it is about to kind of reset. So is there realistically a chance of getting Galactus after the reset? Probably not. I think we will get him again. I think we might get him in Secret War. I don't think he's done. Anytime that they don't kill a character off, to me, I'm going, right, there's a high chance. Put it this way, I'm more than certain we're going to see Galactus before we see Harry Styles or Hercules or even Blade. This is my point.
They brought back Abomination and the Leader, so there you go. And
there's
they
always
both
the chance.
Worked out excellently.
And Abomination's not that bad. The one thing I would say though is like Ralph Ineson is fantastic in this role. His voice is obviously great. He did the mocap and stuff. When you consider how little lines he has in this movie, I think the impact that he had, like, see watching it in the IMAX, like the scale of him and his big booming voice. And the way he kind of just, he's like, like, if you listen to Ralph Ineson talk about it as a character, like, what he was thinking, he's like, there's no malice, there's no joy, there's nothing to him, emotion. He is just like, I need to consume. And I felt that, and it just felt this, like, proper impending doom, where it's just like, oh, yous are fucked. And I loved that. And, you, Paul?
I would have really appreciated it as an artistic choice if he had deigned to keep his Yorkshire accent, just sort of going like, "By gum, lad, I could really half eat your planet there."
It's not a bad Yorkshire, I'm not going to lie.
That
That might make it into the top 3 Polysmack accents. Yeah. But yeah, I love the dynamic. Again, it's this kind of, when we start to learn more about Silver Surfer's kind of background and how she managed to save her planet and all that kind of stuff. Loved all that. Love the dynamic when they're chatting. Herbie. Oh, Paul, fan of Herbie or not? You love a droid.
He was fine, yeah. I mean, it was no whatever that box Abomination was in Kenobi and Andor and all that, but he was fine,
Did you like his cassette face?
Yeah, the cassette face was.
No, but they took it out and put the space one in rather than the house one in. I liked it.
Oh, so they did. Yeah, I did. I mean, it was fine, but I don't think it was like
you're so fucking
crazy.
Miserable, man. You're a fucking miserable bastard. I'm trying to find any. I'm like, the villain, nah. The wee robot, nah. Fucking the baby, nah. Fucking hell. The thing, nah.
Don't even get me started on the baby. My God.
Okay,
Paul.
Paul. Here's something that you might be able to answer. You seem to know a fair bit about the characters. I assume you've done a deep diving on wikis and things like that. Can you tell me in which issue of the comics that Galactus has his induced labor power? Because he's got immortality, godlike speed, levitation, but he's just go, your baby's coming now. How does that work?
He did a wee joke. He did a wee joke. She was big. She was ready to drop me. Just give her a wee nudge.
That's actually another really good point, though. Joseph's brought up is because
Joseph, man, don't give him the fucking date.
You know how they tell like heavily pregnant women not to travel on aeroplanes?
Yeah,
and she's on a shuttle to frickin' outer space.
Okay, it's futuristic 60s. They've sorted all of that. There's no such thing as zero G.
Based on that, and something that myself and Lara chatted about on the train home, it's kind of like a nitpicky thing, and we realize it's a nitpicky thing because you've got to suspend your disbelief. But
if this is so nitpicky, I'm going to go off my nut.
No, it's just more like something that took me at the scene. You know when she's given birth and she's got a push,
kicks the pants off.
No.
Oh,
when
I thought that was funny.
When women give birth,
got those off real quick.
I've not experienced this myself.
If this is about afterbirth or poo, we're in a Marvel movie. We're not getting that.
But we've had like poo jokes and dick jokes in Marvel, so why?
We're not.
Like, just think it like that afterbirth is going to be floating around that cabin.
You're watching Fantastic Four, right? You're watching Fantastic Four. You've brought your kids and stuff like that. It's like it's a 12A or whatever it was rated, right? And then all of a sudden you get a fucking scene out of Knocked Up where they put the mirror down and you just see the baby's head crouch. Is that what you're looking for in Fantastic Four?
No, that's not what I'm looking for. I just couldn't help but think like, she's just had a jobby in space, and that's going to be flying around, and someone's going to have to catch that.
The wee table that she was on must have had like a Hoover or something like that, or fucking Herbie's kicking about. He's probably like caught it.
Obviously, Mr. Fantastic's had her down, but obviously, like, there's going to be a ricochet. There's going to be kickback on that baby coming out. Because that's how you save yourself.
It's a weird nitpick. I can't lie.
I'm fully aware it's a weird nitpick, but it took me. I was just thinking, Adam, she's just pooed in space. So
see, that was a.
Do you know what this comes from? Because of the best movie of 2024 that Joseph loves, where a big part of that was one and only Matt Damon having to grow potatoes with his own poo in space.
Listen, I can't
big
stop
fan.
thinking about people pooing in
big
space.
Fan. Yeah, I get it.
It was a good point to have Mr. Fantastic. Like, you know, if it was floating about, he could have showed off his powers a bit more by, you know, just with his fingers, like grabbing it.
I kind of brought it up that we obviously don't see it a lot, but I was kind of worried about how that was going to look, because that can look really goofy. Like, obviously we're not going to get to the levels of goofy as we got in, was it Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, where he was on the dance floor and he did the big twirl, and then he twirled all the way back.
That was a big stretch, wasn't it?
Paul. You see, used to.
Yes,
don't
Joseph,
point.
Yes.
Don't point. We're not allowed to point. So yeah, I loved this scene. I loved the introduction to Galactus. I loved the getaway. I love the fact that obviously, like, even like something as big as Galactus and something that came across on the screen is so terrifying and like fucking scary and all that kind of stuff. Johnny just flames on, starts doing his pipes out the back and all that kind of stuff. Loved all that. But there's moments within the getaway scene where Silver Surfer stole it, where she was actually like surfing on the lava as the what is the ship called? Go on for 5 points.
The Fantasticar.
Correct. Well done. 5 points. Put it in the chat. Let us know if you know the name of the ship. But yeah, when they're chasing the ship, and there's a lovely scene as well where probably mid-poo, the Sue Storm says to Johnny, "Go kill her," and he's like, "What? Are you being serious?" He's like, "She's trying to take your nephew," and he's like, "Mess received," and just goes out and he starts fucking. I loved all that stuff. Loved the dynamic. Again, we got another wee bit of between Ben and Johnny here. And he shouts the line again. I think it was in one of the trailers, like, "Don't tell me how to kill sexy aliens." Loved it. It was fucking great. And again, another callback to The Martian, where they had to science the shit out of that situation.
It was great. They were using.
It was brilliant.
They were clearly smart characters, intelligent characters that were like really defined by their career and their brains, and they totally weren't defined by just motherhood. Sorry, my other notes are in the shot there.
But I tell you what, it was lucky it was lucky that the whole world in this film were like kumbaya, teaching the world to sing. Because if one country had just said, "Nah, I'm good," they might have been screwed.
But we're going to get to that because I've seen some really cool call-outs about that. But the one thing I would say though is I quite like that. I like that.
Yeah.
It's completely different to what we get in the 616, where there was people protesting the Avengers, and there's people that don't like the Avengers, and there's other people that don't. This all seemed as if the world, again, they essentially did what we did with COVID, where it's like, right, everybody, we're all grounded, don't come out. And they were like, right, everybody, turn your lights off. And they all did. I quite liked that. It was something different, at least.
Do you think people clapped for them too?
Yeah, pots and pans and whatnot. Pots and pans. That's what the NHS need. Pots and pans. They don't give them a fucking raise. We clapped for them a few years ago. Fucking, did they know save that up? We're not political. The other thing,
invest wisely.
Yeah, invest those pots and pans wisely.
Save your clap.
Ridiculous. That we live in a fucking ridiculous country, by the way.
Actually, you know what? To go off what you're saying, Andrew, it was really nice and refreshing to see. I liked the kumbaya moment. I liked they're all getting together. I also liked in the chase scene the big fucking black hole, and they use science to shit there. Yeah.
Can I just pipe in just at this point to go off what you're saying? There are CG moments that we will talk about more about, like the baby. But see, in terms of Galactus and Silver Surfer and this whole kind of fucking scene, the CG was brilliant.
You can see where the budget went.
Yeah.
There was a few times there's a little bit of ropey CGI on Johnny when he was all flamed on. I'm like, that looks a little bit off.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because you've done design. Like, I feel like that would be difficult to do, to still have the character's face but to look like he's on fire and all that kind of stuff.
I'm not the expert by far, and I haven't done any 3D design or anything like that, but I would imagine it would be a lot more closer to Uncanny Valley to just CGI him completely. Kind of like what they did with the first one, because let's face it, Johnny Storm didn't look the best in the first one.
It's like a rendering issue.
No, go on.
I totally agree, Joseph. Yeah. No, I agree, Joseph.
Yeah.
I agree, Joseph. It's like a rendering, 3D modeling, issue.
Paul's
where the programming just,
right, he's trying to figure out what it is. But yeah, to me, I thought it looked brilliant. I thought it looked great. The only time it looked a wee bit off was when the thing was holding the baby. So much so that I've seen a lot of people being like, "Oh, the CG baby." The baby was real the entire time. The baby was called Ada. Or I think they had multiple babies, but the one that they used most of all was called Ada, and that resonated with me. My mum was called Ada, and like, to me, I thought the baby was cute as fuck. I thought the baby was really, really good, which I know it's like a silly thing because it's like a baby acting, but at the same time, I was like, this is such a fucking cute baby, and it's hitting all its marks. Good for baby.
When
Get
they did
her more
CG
work.
the baby, it was a bit weird. It was like, ooh.
What?
There was a few times where he was CG baby for like one or two shots.
I think they CG'd it in. I don't think the baby was CG.
There was there was some CG on the baby. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think the baby was CG. I think it was like, so the only bits that I can think of that stood out to me was when Ben was holding Franklin, and it was like, to me, it was more as if it was like they've kind of superimposed this baby on like a big green box as if it's being held, and then the very ending of the film where, again, I brought this up to you when we were having food after, where I was like, Mum's dead, plop the baby on her. Like, that looked a wee bit weird. But at that point, they were doing the whole Power Cosmic, which is really cool. Like, that, like we had the Infinity Stones, now we've got the Power Cosmic. That's fucking cool as fuck.
I've got a wee theory about the Power Cosmic and the second end credit scene, but we'll come to that when we get there.
I love it.
And it's
Let's
involving Galactus and stuff like that.
I like to hear it. So, yeah, that first act, when we got that chase scene, the chase scene was fantastic. I love the dynamic between the characters. I love that we got the science of it, the scariness of like Sue going into labour at that point in time and stuff like that, and then they get back and they're like, "Oh, we couldn't do it, or we couldn't figure it out." I kind of agree with Craig that the second act was a wee bit slow, but I didn't mind that. Because again, we got to see more character moments, which I didn't really mind. I loved seeing Johnny try and figure out the language. I liked the dynamic between Sue and Sue and Reed. And again, to me, one of the highlights for me was the moment where they were all protesting. So the Kumbaya, they put their guitars down for 20 minutes to protest the Fantastic Four saying "Death to Baby." I liked the moment where Sue went out and kind of just chatted to them, and it to me, as I was going, right, we've not seen a lot of her powers, but this is technically what she's really good at. The fact that she could get Mole Man on side, which we're going to talk about Mole Man very, very soon. The fact that she could get him on, like he's like I hate the rest of them, but I like her, and that she talks to the like the UN stuff. And this is at the point I want to bring in where the lovely little Easter egg that I had to lean over to Paul to just make sure that I understood the reference, where one country was not present, and that country was, Paul?
Latveria.
And where is Latveria, or what is Latveria reference to?
It's a country in which the ruler likes to wear a green robe.
He does like to wear a green robe. See, Paul loves that shit. He knows it all. He loves
as he pleases.
So yeah, I loved that Easter egg. And again, I did have to lean over to Paul, and I was like, Doom? And he's like, yeah, Doom. And I was like, oh, fucking great. Doom. I don't know how Paul could be miserable sitting next to me watching these movies. I was smiled from ear to ear.
At this point, I am truly the Homelander meme. Is what I aspire to.
But yeah, to me, the second act was a wee bit slow, but by the time we kind of get, like, did we like... We kind of spoke about it during... Well, I say we. I got into an argument with you guys where you were like, Thunderbolts has ruined the end of Fantastic Four. I was like, no, it hasn't. It's not told us fuck all. It didn't tell us fuck all.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that we're now waiting for how it fits together.
I don't mind it.
See, it would be fine. It would be completely fine if we hadn't had someone stand on a stage and go, "Here's the next 10 years." I think
to be fair to them, they haven't done that for a while. Like, they haven't. We don't know what else is. The only films we now know that are coming out are Spider-Man next year, Doomsday at the end of the year, and Secret Wars the following year. That's it.
But they have
all
done
we
it
know
with the content that I'm speaking about. So we're sitting at the end of this film, kind of going, "Wait, so how does this fit together?" It's for me, and from what I've seen people talking about online, it's not like, "Oh my god, how's this fit together?" It's like a, "Wait, hold on." It's like there's a confusion, and not.
But again, I feel like people are forgetting that was the same. That was the same during the earlier phases.
No, but it wasn't.
No. Like, do you remember,
you
like,
given these little snippets and then nothing happened, and then things slotted together, as opposed to someone telling you, "We're going to give you loads of different puzzle pieces, and they're all going to fit together for this point here, but we're not going to tell you which order they are, and we're going to keep you confused and keep you on these tender hooks. But then we've got this whole plan, and that plan's going to, like, it wasn't telegraphed. It was a mystery, and now." It kind of feels like someone has attempted to do the puzzles in the back of your cereal box before you've even opened the cereal.
I mean, that's what I did. Because once it's open, you can't lean on it properly. No, I do get what you're saying. What are you saying, Paul?
Do you remember, like, back in, I think it's Incredible Hulk, the very end of that movie, Tony Stark walks in, and it's like General Ross, and they, like, sit down, and he's like, you know, it was like, before we thought we were maybe getting an Avengers film, it was like,
no. We'll go back even one further. We'll go back to 2006's 2008's Iron Man, because at the end of Iron Man, Nick Fury comes in and says, "We're putting together a team." They do tease the Avengers. They literally say it.
They tease it.
But it's not a rocket. It's not a rocket flying through the air.
Yeah, but we don't know where the rocket. We don't know. This is my point, right? We're kind of getting off. We'll talk more about this, but when we talk about the after credit scene. So let's finish kind of talking about the film. So yeah, we get this the moment where the Sue goes out and does the speech. Lovely moment. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Loved that. There's lovely wee moments as well with Ben, between Ben and I can't remember her name, but I know her from American Pie. I'm going to get it up just now.
Oh, the lassie.
He's an American Pie.
The lassie who was clearly not looking at the ping pong ball above
Yeah.
Evan's head and kind of just
Natasha-
looking at him.
Natasha Lyonne. Yeah, there was lovely moments between those two. Again, whether we get more of that
She
or not.
an American Pie.
Yeah.
She was the pie.
Who is she?
She
was the pie. Oh my goodness.
No, she
that
was
poor pie.
she was the pal of the blonde lassie, Tara Reid's character. She was her friend. No?
I don't remember, no, but
Yeah,
cool.
she's
I
that
believe
character. Yeah. Just a long time ago. But yeah, so we get that. She inspires the choice of, right, we're not gonna fight Galactus, we are just gonna move Earth. Now that as a concept is fucking mental. Everything that we've had in the MCU and stuff like that I was like, yeah, it's all been bizarre. But in my head I'm going, if we move like 0.1 of a mile away from the moon, Earth floods. But this place is like so smart. He's like, I can move this planet over there and we're all fine. And I'm like, I don't think that's how that works, buddy. But we go with it and we go, right, cool, that's fine. And then we see him again, we try science the shit out of it. He kind of figures it out. They're all like, everybody turn out your lights. And he's like, right, we need to bring Galactus here. Let's talk about Mole Man. Paul, you can take it away because I know you'll be the biggest fan of Mole Man. What did you think of, I believe his name is Paul Walter Hauser as Mole Man?
Finally, man and mole become one. I was quite tickled to see that Mole Man actually made it into the movie. As you know, famously, I just kind of want a Fantastic Four movie about like Mole Man, like one of their sort of like it doesn't always have to be Galactus or Doom or Surfer. It can be somebody else. And like, see what they did the montage, and like the building like got swallowed into the ground. I was like, see if there was a film about that, that would be cool. Like,
fuck off! You want, mate? You would complain if the biggest the villain was like, I'm going to steal that building.
See, Paul, I know
it's
what you're
the
saying.
problem with it's the problem Spider-Man has as well.
I know what you're
No,
saying.
it's
Paul.
not.
Like everyone wanted Incredibles 2 to be about the Underminer, but we didn't get it.
Of course.
right?
We didn't.
But I
No.
think maybe what they're going to do is they're going to do like a spin-off game. They're going to go back to movie tie-in games where like you had that movie tie-in game for the Incredibles where
That's
you
brilliant.
actually fought the Underminer and did all that.
That's
shit. Maybe We're
brilliant.
going to get that, Paul. But
Paul doesn't know what games are.
No, it's going to be on PlayStation, Paul. Sorry, bud.
PlayStation. Paul doesn't know. Paul doesn't know about those kind of things.
Unlike you plebs, I actually played the original Fantastic Four tie-in movie game on the original Xbox. So there you go. You just sit and think about that.
Shite film, shite game, shite console. Come at me in the comments.
It was
but
actually alright.
Did you like Paul Waterhauser as Mole Man?
Yes, no, I did. I thought it was very funny. In fact, it was one of his stuff was the funniest probably in the film for
Yeah,
me.
it's some of the best lines.
And I kind of liked that. As soon as Mr. Fantastic sees him, he just like loses his shit. He's like, "What the hell is he doing here?" And it's like, "I got this. It's fine."
I always like the I don't know what you'd call it. I like when the villain is called something that he doesn't call himself. So like, there's a point where Reed loses it, and he's like, "Listen here, Mole Man," and it's like, that's obviously not his name, but that's what he's been called, kind of thing. So I like that. I love when you see stuff like that. But no, Mole Man had some of the best lines where he was like, "Oh, butter me up," and he was just like, he was loving the fact that they were going to have to come and ask him for help. The line where he says to Johnny, he's like, "Johnny, don't be mad at me. I didn't dress you." Fucking brilliant line. And the funniest line for me in the whole movie is when they're like, "Right, we need to evacuate everyone from the city, and we're going to take him downstairs." And he's like, "Please wipe your feet as you enter." I'm only kidding. It's all dirt down here. I was like, fucking great humor. Loved it. It's so good. Another character. Look, I get what you mean. Like, oh, it doesn't always need to be universe threat level. Like, it doesn't always need to be that. And I do somewhat agree with that. However, there are characters, and I would equate Mole Man to this. Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer is not a big villain that we really give a fuck about, but he's probably the best thing about Iron Man 2. very similar to Mole Man in this. He is a highlight within a good movie. Especially when you're doing Fantastic Four.
Are
Sorry?
you saying that Army Hammer was a highlight in a good movie?
No, I'm saying that Mole Man is a good thing in a good movie.
Okay.
I'm saying
Is he
Iron Man
in the
2.
film at all?
Who?
Is it not? What's his puss that's in Iron Man 2? Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, but it's Army Hammer that's the one that's giving him the tech.
That's
Sam Rockwell. Yeah, that's Army Hammer. Is that not his name?
What?
Hammer
No.
Tech. Hammer Tech.
Yeah,
that not his
Justin Hammer. Justin Hammer.
Oh, Justin Hammer. Sorry, not Army Hammer.
Wait,
Army Hammer's an actor.
Army Hammer's an actor. Yeah, sorry,
Army-
Justin Hammer. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Sam Rockwell's character. My
I
apologies.
was so confused there.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell's character is one of the highlights of Iron Man 2. It's a fantastic part. I love him, and I hope we get to see him again. But my point being is, he's a lesser character that adds a nice little part to the film, but overall he can't be the main villain. Mole Man is not a main villain. Mole Man is a villain of the week within the comics.
He is if you make him one.
No, he's not, Paul. He's not.
Yes, you can.
Batman is the best example of that, right? Batman has villains like Condiment King and fucking Kite Man and
Clayface.
Mad Hatter. These fucking B-listers and C-listers. But when you want a film...
You could do a film on Mad Hatter.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, you could.
No,
yes,
he would be
Out of all of them, he could do the best one. I think the only sort of film you could do
Clayface too.
For like
Clayface is different.
It would be like a 5-minute like indie sort of film where everyone's going, I'm going to have mustard on my hot dog. Oh no, it's ketchup.
Tomato
oh dear.
sauce.
And Batman's like,
I am not suggesting for a second you use like there's clearly villains and then there's like, oh, this is a daft thing we'll add into a cartoon.
This is my point though, is like within the comics, Mole Man wasn't a big fucking multiple.
He is. He's one of their first proper villains.
Yeah, but he's not a main one. He's not like
he's not Doom. I'm not saying that he's not Galactus, but we don't always. That's my point. We don't always need bloody Doom or Galactus or bloody Thanos.
We've had one Galactus before this, and he was a poo cloud. He was a literal poo cloud. We had to get him right, and we got him right.
Of the 4 Fantastic Four movies that we have, Doom is villain in 2 of them. And Silver Surfer and Galactus are the villains in the other 2. So, don't say it's never been...
But you're saying it as if we've had 4 within the same fucking franchise and we've went...
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does.
We've done... We know we're building up to Doom, so I know it can't be this one.
Fantastic Four, original Fantastic Four, you start off with Doom, because when you think Fantastic Four, you do Doom. Right, we've done Doom. How can we up it? We do Galactus, right? We're now at a point where...
That was fine.
They done shit. They done absolute shit, so we need to reboot it. How do we reboot it? Right, we need to go with Doom, because Doom is the main guy. So they reboot it. Again, it was utter dross. We then have to reboot it again, and we go, right, how do we do it properly? We do Galactus properly.
Let's take a break. Let's do something different for a change.
But they did.
Well, this movie is
different. Again. This movie is different to any other. Again, to me, by the time we've kind of went off topic. Mole Man, 2 thumbs up. Are we agreeing?
2 thumbs up. I think I
2 thumbs up. Should have been the whole movie.
Right, you put it to bed, Joseph. Go on.
So, Paul, you want Mole Man. Mole Man is an early villain for Fantastic Four. He would work.
Which makes our first film the best place.
Paul, please. He would work well in an origin film. This was not an origin film.
It kind of was.
No, but wasn't
it wasn't, Paul. We're not seeing them get their powers. Superman James Gunn was not an origin film.
Yep. We literally watched the TV show in the fucking movie going, we're 4 years into the Fantastic Four, let's show you some of the highlights here. And we got a lovely little bit of Mole Man, and then we got a little lovely bit of Mole Man later on as well. Just be grateful for the Mole Man that we got, not the Mole Man that we didn't have, okay?
I'm just saying, I think there's a better movie in there somewhere. For a first film, there is.
Full of shit, mate. Honestly, fuck, man. I love you to bits, but you're so full of shit. Fucking Mole Man is the villain. Grow up.
Honestly, okay,
Right.
okay. I tell you what. We'll do more reboots of Fantastic Four. We'll just make it always Doom and Galactus.
No, but I've
There we
already
go.
told you
Is
what I
that
think they're
better?
going to do. They're going to do
Is that
was it
better?
Annihilate?
They're gonna-
Annihilate.
No. I don't want Annihilate. I just want Doom and Galactus.
You've been
forever.
on. You've been. I'm
We're
going to be
gonna do
so
Doom
sad.
next,
No.
and then we're gonna do
I'm
Galactus
so
after that
sad.
again.
You've been so good, and your report card to Mr. Mooney was going to be very, very good up until this moment, Paul. So you fucking you sit there and learn.
No.
We need to round.
Fantastic
We've
Four
ages.
5.
We've been going for ages and we need to wrap things up.
Fantastic Four 5. Galactus returns. He grabs a taxi and he comes back to Earth
A taxi,
again.
aye, very good.
Yeah.
Right, so we get the ending. Galactus arrives on Earth. I love the whole Doom thing. Fucking pun intended. I love the whole kind of he's just flew past Neptune. Oh, he's now past Mercury, and I was just like, that's dumb. But yeah, he lands on Earth. He gives a wee wink to the Statue of Liberty. Don't know what that was about. Love the scale
Big
of him.
lady. He's a big man.
Oh, so do we think he wanted to fuck the Statue of Liberty? That's cool.
I think so. Yeah.
He wants
So,
to
yeah.
live, so like
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, he turns up, he scans it. What I loved most about this finale was the whole thing.
He could probably turn inanimate objects like into real things. Probably, I don't know. Like, he's got
yeah, you
all
never
kinds
know.
of crazy
He's got
powers.
that scanny thing. But yeah, the thing I really liked about this is it went down the Tom Cruise route. Yeah, his eyes they scanned.
The scanny
Right,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his eyes scanned. It goes down the Tom Cruise route where it's just like the old sleight of hand where it's like, right, we're going to put Franklin in the middle here and he's going to come out and he's going to scan away. Oh, there he's there. And while he's walking, I'm just going to quickly take that one away and we'll put that one in there and we'll fly that one up. I was like, that's so stupid. Like, that's so dumb. He's obviously going to look again. And what I do like as well, we've talked about the scale of Galactus and how he's like huge and stuff, but it's the shot where he's about to step over the line and then it cuts to Reed and he's like that on the switch and I'm like, bruv, he's obviously going to see you like waiting on him standing. I did like the line and I did like the delivery of clever bugs. I was like, that's really cool.
I love
but
the,
yeah,
you know when he's
Do
bringing
we
out the little
prefer
baby
clever
cat-
bugs?
to what?
Do we prefer clever bugs to clever girl?
yes, I do
Every
prefer
time.
clever bugs to clever girl.
You know when he's bringing out the baby carrier and
Yeah.
he's like, it's radioactive proof, it's bulletproof,
Yeah.
it's like sludge proof. Didn't that sound like when you're playing superheroes in the playground and you're making shit up and it's like, I hit you with fire. It's like, you can't do that
I'm
because
immune. I'm immune.
I'm immune to fire.
I'm fireproof. I'm fireproof. I'm waterproof. I'm electric proof. Yeah, I know exactly what
That's
you're talking
exactly what that was.
about.
Proof.
What I loved about the ending as well is I kind of brought it up to you again once when we were talking when we were having some food. There's a whole kind of thread of Reed Richards talking about, Archimedes, give me a lever or give me a is that a lever? Yeah, give me a lever and I'll move.
Lever and a
move the
fulcrum and
world.
I'll move the earth, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I love that kind of come back when obviously the thing didn't go wrong. He managed to, Galactus managed to go and steal Franklin. Loved the whole Herbie bit where it's like initiate full lockdown and then Galactus just like bang. I was like, yep, that makes sense. When we finally get to see them in their full power, Johnny's flamed on. You've got fucking Mr. Fantastic is stretching everywhere. I love that he was taking damage to it with a lever and just like popping him off. And then came one of the most grotesque skin crawling moments where he stretched Mr. Fantastic to the point. And it was done so well in the sense of we heard about the costumes like are designed for everybody and stuff. So like, Mr. Fantastic's costume can stretch as long as he can, and Johnny's is temperatures up to blah blah blah. When his costume started ripping, I was like, oh, this is so fucking torture to watch. Loved that bit.
That was great. I hated
It
the
never-
body horror. Hated it. It was great.
It never tries to stretch the non-stretchy people, though, does he?
He's proper noise me up, man. Like,
See,
why
I
didn't
bet-
you do it to the thing? Because
I
it's
bet
not
you Paul's
the point.
favorite scene in the Ed Norton Hulk is the bit where Abomination's on the street, and right in the back of the frame you can see him decapitate someone, because like, that's how hard Abomination can hit people. He can hit them so hard, their skulls detached from their spine.
I've got Paul complaining that he didn't try and stretch the thing, and I've got Joseph complaining that we didn't get to see Sue Storm take a shit in space. This is what I'm dealing with, people. This is what I'm dealing with.
You are correct,
She
sir.
should have taken a shit in space.
Now, I said this as well, and I'm going to reiterate it here. I really enjoyed the ending where Sue's seen her baby in her. Again, it's whole like don't mess with mum rage and stuff like that. How many times we've seen like the fake force thing, and it kind of seems overdone. I believed Vanessa Kirby's performance. I thought it was great. I love the fact that they did something really cool where Galactus had lost balance, was holding onto the building, so Thing kind of broke the building and he tumbled in, and Johnny managed to say it was. But I loved it. I thought the ending was really, really cool. It gave more poignancy to Johnny as well, where he delivered the line of something like, "Oh, tell Franklin that his uncle loved him and he's going to kind of sacrifice himself." And then we get obviously Silver Surfer kind of comes back. There's the fake out where Galactus kind of comes back. To me, it was rather refreshing because again, I loved Superman. But how often do we get superhero versus villain that's almost the exact same as superhero? Whereas this was like, we need to figure a way of getting rid of Galactus. And I liked it. I thought it was really good.
I like that they didn't kill him. They just kind of put him away to the side. They swept him on the rug. The thing that I wasn't too enamored with the ending, and I think the ending was a little bit rushed. I thought, because of how impactful that line was in the cinema with Johnny Storm being like, tell Franklin I love it. You know, I thought we were going to get a Human Torch sacrifice here, bang, into the deep space, and the movie was going to be like, we need to get him back. And then that's like that journey to get him back is how they get to 616, because that's how I'd logically connected it in my head.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
That's fair. The only thing, the only thing, I appreciate that. The only thing I would kind of say to defend it is I felt like the Silver Surfer run-in was earned. I like the stuff that they did between her and Johnny, where he's like, "Oh, we didn't actually speak about this. You sacrificed all these planets and you let yours survive and blah blah blah." I liked all that, and it really hit emotionally with me with the performance of Julie Garner and stuff. So I was like, yeah, no, that it kind of tracks that she would make the save. But yeah, the one thing I would say as well that I found really enjoyable about this ending is everybody already had it in their heads, like, oh, Fantastic Four are going to lose to Galactus, and they're going to have to either transport themselves. And there was a line that Silver Surfer said, where she's like, there is no escape. Your only hope is that you leave, and in some time you may forgive yourself for leaving everyone else behind.
That was a very good line.
And I liked that line because I was like, oh, well, yeah, that's what we're going to get. But ultimately we didn't. And I like the fact that, because I try not to watch any of the trailers much after the first or second, I like that they didn't give us what was expected and stuff. And then we got obviously the TV show again for the Fantastic Five. Nice wee bits of comedy. I liked the car seat joke. It might have went on a bit too long, but I like that kind of humour. But yeah, I loved Fantastic Four. I thought it was great. 9 out of 10.
That was when I was my most Homelandery. Just
how can you be Homelander at that? You're a big Family Guy fan. That is all Family Guy is just a joke going too long that it then becomes funny again.
It was the frog in the box.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. You're a Family Guy. Come on, you know it.
I know.
Right.
I know.
To finish things up, we're going to talk about the after credit scene. So again, if you haven't seen it, now's the time to fuck off and watch it. First of all, did we enjoy it? Did you like that? So I'll kind of give you a rundown. It's 4 years on. Sue's talking to Franklin, reading a book. Lovely wee bits where it's like, oh, let's read Darwin's Theory of Evolution, all that stuff. She's like, no, that's his other favourite book. And then it cuts back. Sue puts an energy bar out, and Franklin's touching the face of a green hooded man holding a metal mask.
I don't understand how they're connecting like the Green Arrow to the MCU. Is there like a crossover thing?
Did he have a metal mask?
Green Arrow.
Yeah.
He's got a little visory thing.
I know he's got a
probably
little
made of
vise
metal.
thing.
I don't
But
know
yeah.
enough about it, honestly.
So, about what, the after credit scene?
No, I mean Green Arrow.
Oh, but Green Arrow, yeah, same. No idea.
I would have taken you for to be an Arrowverse head, Joseph. I don't know why. Does that say
fuck out of it.
much?
So,
An
here's...
Arrowverse guy.
We don't have
Let's
time.
not talk about that. We don't have time for that. Here's my question, right? Did you enjoy the after credit scene? Would you have preferred that we actually see RDJ? And then furthermore, do you think that is RDJ? And if it is RDJ, is he the 828 Doom? Or is this a Doom from another universe? Like, we kind of made predictions, or we made assumptions that we knew what the ending of Thunderbolts meant. And you guys are kind of like, oh, well, now we don't really know. That's part of the fun for me. I'm like, oh, let's watch theory videos and let me kind of guess what we're doing. The main theory that I've seen is people going, Doom kidnaps Franklin, and that's why Fantastic Four are then they're now trying. So essentially what you said about Johnny, but they're going to do that with Franklin, who's been kidnapped by Doom. Again, these are all just theory videos. We don't actually know. But like, what were your thoughts on the after credit? It was quite short and sweet, but I was going. I think it gave me enough that's made me nibble, and I'm excited to see what's to come.
To answer your questions, no. No, it wasn't actually the actor, but yes, it was RDJ's Doom.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it might have been a standing actor.
What was the last question?
Oh, actually, before I give you the last question again, Mr. Matt, is it Matt or is it Mark?
Mark Gatiss.
No, Matt Shackman, the director, might have gave a wee boo-boo spoiler. So he said that the person in the suit was Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
So he could be lying. I don't know if he means it's the actor. I don't know if he means it's the character. He could be lying as well. But yeah, the last question was, where do you see it? Like, is it the Doom from that universe, or is it another Doom?
I think it's got to be the Doom from that universe because of the whole Latveria stuff.
Okay.
So it must be. It has to tie in. Otherwise, that is just an Easter egg for Easter egg's sake.
Yeah.
Which I would expect better of in this.
But it might not be, because you could look at it as he might have, like, felt something. I don't know how they would explain it. He's felt something in another universe that's going to allow him, because our thoughts are that he's going to create Battle World to only have one universe, and who would have the power to do that? It would seem the power cosmic would be Franklin Richards. So it could be a Doom. It could be. This is why I liked it, because I'm going. It's so open to interpretations, and it allows people to have a discussion.
It feels to me, I think that this film would have benefited from the Thunderbolts post-credits scene instead of the Doom one, because for me that scene felt like we were teasing Doom. But we already know Doom is coming. We already know RDJ's Doom.
It's just breathing heavy.
The big song and dance about it, you know?
But again, I don't think it's like necessarily a bad thing that we know Doom is coming, because we knew Thanos was coming, and I got excited every time we seen Thanos with the after credit scenes.
We were never told. We were never told over the table that it was Thanos coming. He was teased first before they were like, "Yeah, by the way, Thanos is coming." We knew that was where ultimately we were getting to. Yeah, because of the post-credit scene. This is my whole problem with it.
It showed a little purple skin.
Yeah,
you know,
everything was told within the story of the film, as opposed to what they did with Doom, where they went, "Oh, by the way, we're bringing RDJ back, and he's going to play Doom."
But I feel as if I need to get, like, this was a pivot. Like, there's only so much they can do.
Pivot.
Yeah, pivot. There's only so much they can do in that short time.
They didn't need to say they've got a straight flush. They could say, "Don't worry, we've got some good cards here. I see you're worried, but give us time."
But there's a difference between there's someone like me that I like. Yeah, it's not as good as what it used to be, but I still go see everything, and I still watch everything, and I still enjoy 95% of what they do. But the thing for me is, it's like, the RDJ thing was to bring back the general audience.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is more interested in seeing Avengers because Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. Do you know what I mean? people
Yeah,
don't
I-
equate him to characters, because there will be people that will turn up thinking, why is Iron Man dressed in green? And then they'll figure it out, the story for the story that they're telling. To me, I don't think the Robert Downey Jr. announcement was for story points. I think it was to bring more eyes on a favourable MCU going forward,
I just
which
think
I
it-
don't.
Probably.
It didn't necessarily work because there was negativity about it. But to me, I was going, look, it got people to, when that got announced last year at San Diego Comic-Con, everybody was talking about it.
I just think it would
That's
have been
why they
better
did it.
to see it on the screen as opposed to knowing it's happening. You
I
know?
don't disagree, but then that you could go the other way where imagine we didn't know this, right? And then they were like, right, we're pivoting, and we're going to do Doomsday rather than Kang Dynasty. The outraged people that would be annoyed that RDJ comes back. There's going to be people that would love it, like myself, where I'd be like, oh my god, it's fucking Tony Stark, and I would have that reaction. But you're going to have more outrage of like, why the fuck have they brought that back? We've now had a year, or just over a year,
That's me.
to be right. Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Doom. We now know that. We now know that going in. There's not going to be that much of an outrage. There's already people that are annoyed at it, but there's not going to be that outcry. So it's now alright, okay, fucking prove us wrong and do something right. There are things I'm hearing that they're still writing the script that kind of worries me a wee bit. Can't lie. It's been delayed 6 months as well, and I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. But overall, like, I'm excited. I'm so excited. And I can tell by your two expressions, you guys are just as excited as I am.
I mean,
The
I'm excited
cast,
for the film.
with all the chairs, that's certainly bloated enough,
It feels like a safety line, and it feels to me like it's like they're trying to reassure everyone, going don't worry, it's going to be good. Whereas it feels like they don't have that trust in themselves for it to be good.
Yeah.
I think if I was, obviously I've never made a high budget film. I've never made even a film with a fucking budget. But when I've devised theatre and I am confident in my work,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give things away. I would want to keep all the cards close to my chest, and I feel like they just don't have that want. I think it just boils back to that old lovely conversation we had on the catch up about money, and which is such a shame, because you should be able to be proud of the art that you make without having to tell everyone the plot point. I mean, it's not Shakespeare anymore. We don't need to tell the entire plot before everything happens.
You're making me push back on you because we don't know the plot.
You don't need to push back. We can agree. You're allowed to agree.
No. You and fucking Mooney, right? You and Mooney, yous were getting it. Well, they've wasted the end of Fantastic Four. They didn't. We don't know the plot. They've not gave us the plot. They've gave us a character. They've not gave us the plot. We're good. We're fine. And not only are we good and fine, lads, I want to end this podcast with a little joyous note for me and all the superhero movie fans out there. This year alone, we got an 83%, 92% Superman movie. I'm going critic, then audience. 83-92. We also got Thunderbolts, 88-93. We also got Fantastic Four, 87-93. We're fucking eating good, folks, right? We are. Now, clearly the other two don't really like superhero movies. I love superhero movies. I am so happy with the 3 superhero movies we got. They were all so less said about Captain America, Brave New World, the better. But it now seems like we're at a turning point. We are excited about the DCU. We're excited about
If we're talking
Peacemaker.
about superhero movies, we cannot not bring in the good with the bad.
We take
For
three out of 4 ain't bad, baby.
Ironheart.
That's not bad. That's not a film.
No, we're talking movies. We're not talking about series.
Oh, that's convenient.
We're just talking about
convenient.
No. Well, we've still got more to come. Peacemaker's coming out. That's coming out in August, and yes, we will be covering that here on the With Mates podcast. But
Do you think he'll make sandwiches this time?
Hopefully.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to the new intro video, which me and Paul will be learning and performing for our for our socials. But yes,
For
that is all for
something,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, for something. That is all for this week's podcast. Let us know in the comment section. Did you enjoy Fantastic Four? Let us know your theories. Let us know everything that you thought of Fantastic Four. Which movie have you enjoyed most this summer? Not just the superhero movies, include Jurassic World, include Mission Impossible, all the films that we have again reviewed. They are all up on the page. Let us know what your favourite film has been this month and these last couple of months, because summer season is over. Summer's not over, but summer season is over. Now we've got some juicy little horror movies coming out that we will be covering. We've got things like Weapons and Caught Stealing. We've got One Battle After Another. Puniverse 2, yeah. We've got all that kind of stuff. Oh, Christ, we're not talking about Smurfs. Yeah, but there is plenty coming, so make sure you are hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. We will be aiming to get to 100 subscribers. Once we get to 100, we will be aiming for so much higher. So yes, get involved in the conversation, get involved in the chat. But the most important question, who was Paul impersonating? That's what we want to know. Who was Paul impersonating? Paul, would you like to give us a little cheerio as that character?
Lean back.
And not
Please
character,
lean back.
person.
No, lean back.
Person, lean back and be the person again.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you really enjoyed the podcast. So we'll see you all real soon, and thank you.
Follow the podcast at With Mates Pod on all social media platforms. Make sure you're hitting subscribe. If you want to follow Joseph, he's at Joseph Boone. If you want to follow Polly Smack, he is at Spirit Story. If you want to follow me, I'm at Andalf the Grey, but I don't want your follow. Follow the podcast at With Mates Pod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again later on the Mangy.
Listen up, Sonny Jim. I ate a planet.
You did that joke before.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
When did I do that?
Oh, ages ago.
Fuck.
He was so insulted there.